Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel.
A residential weekend with my Inn of Court, which is Lincoln's Inn. I became a member last year before I started my bar course, and if you want to be a barrister then you should know that you have to be a member of an inn, and there are 4 Inns of Court. There is Gray's, Inner Temple, Middle Temple and Lincoln's. Lincoln's is obviously the best one, that's why I chose it. And you have to do 10 qualifying sessions in order to be called to the bar. And qualifying sessions are basically either lectures, dinners and debates, advocacy exercises. It's kind of a range of those things, but you have to do 10 in order to be called. And 3 times a year the inn hosts a residential weekend, and on these residential weekends they count as 5 qualifying sessions. Now for me, I have already done 4 at the inn itself, so being here takes me to 9, and then I have 1 left to do before I finish. Well, actually it could be after you finish your course as well, but in order to qualify to be called to the bar, once you have your bar course grade, you have to have completed 10 qualifying sessions, and they only get put out twice a year, I believe. Or is it 3? It could be 3, but in my head I'm thinking twice a year. So as soon as they come out you have to book them. That's why these weekends are a really good opportunity. You do pay for the qualifying sessions, but you pay if you go to the inn as well to do them. You can also do them online, and this weekend was £98, sorry, for the trip. Then you have to pay your travel separately. So my travel was £50 for my train ticket from London King's Cross to Leeds, and then from Leeds to London it's also another £50, so it is quite expensive. It's nearly £200. Once you're here, the dinners, the lunches and the breakfast is free. So the dress code is smart for the dinners. However, during the days when we're doing activities it's smart casual. This was the most smart casual thing I bought with me, so that's why I'm wearing this. And yeah, other than that I will be wearing suits, shirts, suited and booted, as if we're going to court. I have a really nice roommate, Jasmine, and I'll tell you a bit about the structure of the actual weekend. So we all make our way to Leeds, which is where this residential is. They often do it in 3 different areas. It just depends what they have booked and what is available at that time of year. So we arrived on Friday. I think we arrived around 4 o'clock. Then we met everyone at the Leeds station. The coach took us from the station to Weetwood Hall. And by the way, it's beautiful here. The grounds are amazing. And yeah, so we got a coach here, and then we had dinner. Literally had like 20 minutes. I'm actually just going to use this because I actually forgot the schedule. So on Friday we came with the coach and the shuttle bus. Then we had a welcome introduction. The students manager of Lincoln's Inn kind of explaining to us and giving us a brief overview of how the weekend will go. Then we had a case analysis session, which was a bunch of us in a room. There was about 5 different groups, I believe, and 3 different groups, and we all had to read a case, and we analysed the case and spoke about the mitigating and aggravating factors of the case. Then we had an icebreaker, which was in our groups again, which was quite fun because we all had partners and we had 5 minutes to learn as much about them as we can. We had to present our partner to the group. So I had a partner called Salah, and I learned a lot about him in 5 minutes, led by 3 senior members of the bar. Then we had dinner. Like I said earlier, we sat with senior members of the bar once again. And then there was an open bar. I didn't stay very long in the open bar because I was anxious a little about the work that we had to produce for the next day. Also, I was very tired from traveling. So I came back to the room with my roommate, and yeah, we did work until early hours of the morning, and then we didn't get to bed till like 4 a.m. We woke up at 7 to go for breakfast. So we went to bed at 4 a.m, got up at 7, had breakfast, then went to a lecture. Then we did our criminal advocacy exercise. Then we did a question and answer panel, which was really good, really helpful for pupillage applications. Then we had lunch, and then we did our civil exercise. Today, I learnt to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. And I feel like that's very valuable as a barrister or a pupil on the bar course, because you're going to be doing a lot of advocacy exercises which you have never done before, never seen in your life. There's no like step-by-step guidance on what to do, so it can be really overwhelming. You feel like you're alone because obviously you're in a group of 6-7 people who've been given different briefs, and you can't really talk to one another about your own because they're not the same. So I feel as though the only way to overcome that for myself was to get comfortable with being uncomfortable all the time. If I keep doing it, then eventually I will just become comfortable. So for the criminal exercise, which was a bail application, I did really good. My feedback was great. The barrister that gave me feedback said that there was nothing that she could fault, but she had to critique something, which is why she wrote a few things down, which I kind of interpreted it as there was nothing like major, like that was a good piece of advocacy, but because she is there for constructive criticism, so that I can improve on some things. Yeah, so I'm really happy with the criminal one. The civil one was a bit, well, I felt like it was a bit. However, they said that, again, that my pace was really good. And yeah, I just got through it, and I wasn't as nervous as I thought I would be, which was really good because it was in front of a judge and 2 barristers. So that was really good. After that, we had pupillage application surgery, whereby we sent our pupillage application form to the inn prior to coming on the weekend, and we were assigned a barrister to talk through our applications with us, which was extremely helpful. Straight after that, we had dinner again. Then we had a really, really fun, entertaining kind of lecture comedy session. It was called Top 10 Tips by Matthew Hellens and Anthony Dickings, who was the chair of the weekend. And honestly, those two are the funniest ever seen. A lot of people were saying that they've been to stand-up comedy shows and this was even funnier. They basically just they were insulting one another in a really comedic way. Also, they were insulting panelists that we had earlier on answering our questions. They were just taking everything that they said and making it into a comedy show. Really, really funny because everything that they were saying had an underlying truth to it. So it was really good. I wish I had that on video to upload it for you guys, because I feel like you would have benefited from it so much. That was fun. And then after that, it was an open bar. I only stayed for about half an hour because I'm tired. And it's now Saturday night and tomorrow we are leaving. But before we leave, we still have some exercises to do. So we have breakfast, 7:30 a.m. and then we have a speak up public speaking exercise where we're in our groups that we were in for the previous sessions, and we all had to come up with a 5-minute speech about any topic that we like. It can be non-law related for 5 minutes. I am yet to decide which topic I want to speak about. I'll probably either speak about NFTs or Mr. Boris Johnson's antics over the last few weeks, both of which I find incredibly interesting, and I feel like I can speak about that for 5 minutes, definitely. The reason I haven't prepared for that, by the way, is because I received it rather late, and also I feel like that's a strong point of mine. I can just talk about something for quite a while if I'm interested in it. So I'm actually quite interested to see how I improvise. And then we have our ethics session, whereby we go through 3 scenarios, and we are asked questions if it's ethical or not, and what would we do in those situations. And obviously we will be referring back to the BSB guidelines to answer those questions. I like ethics. After that we have tea and coffee. Then we have a lecture, again, the advocacy lecture. After the lecture we have our closing speeches by the chairman of the weekend, which is Anthony Dicking QC. Great guy. We have lunch, and then we are heading back to the station. The coach is going to get us, and I will be making my way back to King's Cross. And that is the weekend. And I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but honestly it is a lot. It's really tiring, just because you travel here. It takes ages to travel here if you're from London, especially because if you're from Leeds, obviously it's not going to take long. You know, you get up in the morning, you travel, all the preparation that goes into the weekend beforehand. So if you were thinking about it, don't be afraid, you'll be fine. And actually at the station, I actually met someone that I didn't know went to my uni. They just came up to me and recognized me from one of the other qualifying sessions that I had went to, and I thought that was really cool. So yeah, if you do go to Lincoln's Inn, I would definitely recommend signing up for the residential weekends. And if you're a member of any other inn, I would definitely recommend taking part in something like this. Thank you for watching, guys, and if you have anything you want to ask, feel free to comment below or message me on social media. Yeah, thank you, and I'll see you in London.
I feel like it looks prettier at night. So pretty. Oh, look at the bar.